All right, folks, what are we doing today? I hope to be able to fire that thing up. I'm shooting that as a goal. I don't know if I'll get steering going, but 'cause I realized I didn't grab a power steering pump or anything else. But I'm not too worried about any of that. I basically would like to do that. I kind of want to just roll it out for a bit. It's kind of my goal, but mostly because I could use the space to hammer on that thing for a little while. I kind of went a little past my goal with this one, but hey, I mean, I'll plug away. We'll see where we get in this video. It's kind of about where I'm going with it for now. I'm not saying I'm not going back to it. It's just I want to play with other stuff. So I kind of met my mission. I wasn't planning on actually trying to finish the whole darn thing, but anyways, what do we got? So I was digging around in the shed. I found a rad that I got at the swap meet this year. I think it was this year. This is from a Mustang, so that should work. That's all I have in Esther's, her 46, her Dodge. And I don't know, it cools it summer, everything. Although it is an LS, so I don't know if that makes a difference, but we'll try it. Worst case, a fella can always go with an aluminum one if it doesn't really work, but we got that. I grabbed a water pump because I knew, well, I didn't know originally, but apparently if you got a serpentine pump, these spin backwards. So I can't just change the pulleys. That'll be problematic. So I'm gonna switch that out. We got some pulleys. I got some wires, a cap. I don't know if that thing was burnt, but I don't know if the guts are bad or not. So I'm kind of on the fence. I might just switch out the whole distributor yet. We'll see. I grabbed a carburetor that looks like all the bits and stuff are on it and it moves free. Don't know if it's any good, but all I'm going to do is we will do a really quick basic, we're going to dismantle it and then we'll let it soak in the sonic wash here and clean her out. We'll throw some more cleaner in it because I know I'm not full, but this thing's big, bad, does everything I want. That's why I got the biggest one they had, so I can fill it. I can actually take a carburetor like this apart and put it in there. So that's like a win. I haven't got my gauges yet. I did find another gauge that's going to be similar sized, and I'm a little worried it's not going to fit because that is so close. Like it's literally the same diameter. I don't know if I go back. I don't want to go past this. And I'm just hoping it fits in there. So I'm a little mixed. I might grind this edge out just to see for the heck of it if this thing's even gonna, or if a gauge like that will work in this dash. It wouldn't be terrible if this thing could sit in the middle and all the other gauges ran around top. I mean, it would mean I'd have to butcher up this dash section, but you know, I'm not married to it. When it's done, who's gonna change it back to stock? So I'm probably not going to use this one, but I was just kind of using it as a mock-up because I know the one I'm getting is like this, but it's going to be a GPS unit. This is, I don't know, it's another one I got at a swap meet, but it actually had the electric sender and stuff, so I could technically make it work, but not too worried about it right now. We'll just use it for mock-up. I do want to, in this round though, at least get this filled. And possibly stripping this thing and get just some paint on it would be super nice. But that would involve me getting all these out. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, ideally I want to get this thing to fire up. See if the transmission works, goes. Not worried about getting coolant or the rad and all that kind of stuff. But kind of bundle it up so it can roll. I don't know. I mean, I really would like to get the steering because the steering would make it the most ideal if this thing could drive in and out under its own power. Would make my life so much easier. We'll need the dash in. I don't know. I guess I'm talking myself out of the, we might be working on it a little bit longer than I want, but that's fine. Anyways, first things first, let's boogie. I'm gonna tear that thing apart. We're gonna swap this out, get some pulleys on. I might run to my shed. I gotta go find a power steering pump dealio. I don't really need it for now, so I might not worry myself too much about it and just loop the hoses for now. But it would be really nice if I could get a steering shaft through there, but I don't know if I have all the bits to do it. I know this stock column, I was looking and I couldn't quite find the bearing that I needed. It's got to be a 3/16 on the inside, and then the outer diameter, they don't work out right. So I don't know if I have to modify this thing so we can drop this down to a 3/4 inch shaft, and then I can kind of do my business from there. But I don't know. I feel like I'm already getting ahead of myself all over the place here. Anyways, let's get started. All right, most of this is going pretty good. This carb cleaned up super nice. I don't know how well it works yet, but we have it on there bolted on. I'm not 100% sure about the distributor because the way the wiring's been all sizzled and burnt. I don't think anything's cooked inside. Oh, mind you, I can maybe just change this front part with the wiring. I might just do that yet. I want to see if that distributor's any good and we get some spark. So before I get carried away with any of that, then I got my kick down so we can hook that up. That thing kind of goes through this mess. I don't know what the story is. I'm guessing it's something happened with the other carburetor and well, whatever. It burnt a little. So anyway, we got that. I don't have my vents go around. I don't have anything for the choke, so we'll have to just have a non-choke version for now. That'll be fine. We'll have to get my gas pedal stuff sorted out there. Still got to do like all of that. Let me see what else we got. So we got our heater hoses. We can just loop those. I don't know if I'll be putting coolant in just yet, but there. I got to get an adapter. Basically, I got to pick up a few adapters. I got to splice this because this is such a bugger to flare, and it has that bubble flare. So I'm going to get a union. I know folks say you shouldn't do that and yada yada yada, but I don't know. I haven't had problems, and it's what I'm going to do for this round. We got all of our accessories on, so I needed to just bolt. I didn't have a long enough bolt, and turned out there was a power steering pump on that one motor. So I took it. We have it on here now. So we may as well hook up these bits, and then that's done. Alternator's on. We'll have to wire it and stuff, but not worried about that right now. What else did we do? When I was digging around in the shed, I found another distributor in case that one's no good. I'm gonna find a junky one just for the wiring for this bit. I'm not gonna take it off this one because I think it's a good alternator. So I did find, just even though I don't have an electric or a mechanical pump, I do have this thing. So at least we can kind of get the carburetor plumbed right, and then we can get a nice, you know, get a filter. This one doesn't look bad. We'll put a filter on and be able to plumb this thing. Well, eventually we'll be able to plumb it to the back. So anyways, that's all worked out really well. So next step, I guess I gotta run the town. I gotta get some parts. I need some bits for this, just little hardware and junk like that. So I have to go to town for some things anyways. So we will run there. When we get back, I'll finish up the few things left on there, and then I think I'm gonna start on the dash, just because I actually think my speedometer came in today, so we might as well try to get these little bits done. So we're gonna set a goal of trying to get this filled, primed, both of these, make those away. We're gonna make a filler panel. We'll stick all of our gauges in there and our speedometer dealio there. Which means we're gonna have to like pull all this off, because I think I'm just gonna zap it, and that way I can prep and paint it. This stuff down here, I don't know. I'm probably gonna take, like, one of these is the hood, but I think the rest of this is overdrive stuff. So I'm gonna take the hood one out. I'm gonna mount it up here, just because, just makes sense with what we have going on up here. And well, we'll have to visit. We'll take these all out, but we're gonna have to make something up so we can actually use all that stuff. I want to retain these buttons because they're pretty cool. So anyways, see you guys in a bit. Well, yesterday I ran out of primer, so I picked some up today. So we got this thing all primed. It's all, hasn't dried yet or nothing, but it's, well, it's dry to the touch, not dry to sand. And I'm not exactly sure what color I want to do it. Yeah, I don't know what color I want this to be, so we'll just sit in limbo. It might be black, I don't know. Anyways, what do we got? We got our gauges in. You've seen me do the fuel tank. Essentially what I did is I bought some universal gauges, like just stuff like this, cheap gauges. So I had these. I managed to find some fuel senders that's kind of in the same dealio. So that's cool. So I got the sending unit fit into the stock location. I just had to tap it for the screws that this thing came with. But I think this thing was like 20 bucks or something, so it got me a sending unit and stuff. So we should be good in that department now. We have these gauges, which are electric, and because that car, the Studi there, is all wired with electric everything in it, we're good to go with electric gauges. So we have here, I think this is another kit, so I might be 40 bucks into gauges or something like that, I think. So it's pretty cheap, really, but they're not much to look at, but they do the part. They let you know your water temp and your oil and whatever else. So we have our water temp sending unit right there. Our oil pressure is right there. So those are all good. We went with another GPS. This one was a little cheaper than what I normally go. Well, usually I go actually pretty cheap if I can, but one thing I don't like is it's got that chrome bezel, but it might work with the dash because the goal is to sink this thing into the front of that cluster. And if I don't like it, I can just paint it, so it's not the end of the world. But what I gotta try to do is see if I can get this, hopefully with not too much carving up, to fit into the center of there. Would be ideal. Can I do it? I don't know. Let's see if there's hope. I'm gonna take this thing off really quick. So, survey says it's just a pointless endeavor. Oh, it's pretty close. I'm hoping there's enough meat. I don't know where it kind of meets. That's the problem I'm having thinking this through here. Where do or don't we fit? It sort of presses in there, but I can only press so much. Now, does that mean it's gonna fit if I trim this back? I'm a little worried. I'm not too concerned if it goes flushy flush with this, but I don't know. It's gotta work. There's not much we can do. It has to. I think the worst case, I can, it's the sides are the problem. I don't know. I might have to just commit and cut it and hope I can, hope or just end up having to make it fit. No.
anyways, the plan is going to be, where do we go here? I think this goes there, there. So that's going to sit like that. If all works well, my Speedo is going to go there. And then above that, we're going to stick the other 4 gauges. Like, I think they'll all fit. I don't know.
Let me grab them and mock them up and see if they actually fit. Maybe I'm got a pointless endeavor I'm trying to do here.
Well, I think it'll be a little tight, but it should work. It should be good. And hopefully this thing all works out. So this will have my high beam and my signals in it. So it's kind of a win. It's not really what I wanted, but you know what? It's going to work for the budget. I think this was, I don't even know, part number. I think this thing was $67. So this is going to have your odometer, your trip odometer. We got our signals. And this thing is in, I believe, kilometers. Now I don't know. But yeah, brown adjusts. Green is high beam. All right. Whatever. I guess the next step is, because this stuff is gonna, because it had a, how do I say this? We take these out. The back side of here is what held the cluster in these parts. So I only need, you know, just this little bit here. So essentially I'm going to build a panel where it bolts onto this, can sandwich this down, and it should be enough. I don't know. We'll see. I think it'll be fine, because for these things just to sit in here, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, here we can actually see this better if this works. Oh man, no problem. No problem. Anyhow, I'm gonna have to figure out this. So the way I'm gonna figure this out, we're gonna go to the plasma table and we're gonna, what do you call it? I'm gonna figure out how big this circle is, and then I'll figure out how big this circle is. That'll give us this pattern. We'll measure the outside of this. I'll measure the outside of this so I can get the spacing all right and we can get everything all cut. The other thing I found was interesting, because when the back cover of the glove box came off, we found some of the original insurance papers, which are pretty cool. So this is back from 53. We got 52, 53, 54, and I think 55 in here. So that must have been spendy in the day there, because it was from North Dakota, this car originally. And what was it? Back in the day, the license fee was $20. So that must have been a lot of money back then, I think. Cool. Very interesting. A Stegen, I guess? I don't know. From North Dakota. Larimore? I think that's what it says there. Larimore, North Dakota? I don't know. It's pretty interesting. Kind of cool.
All right. I'm going to start carving that thing up, and then I am going to go to the plasma table, and we're going to make a little bracket for the rest of the gauges. And then, I guess, boring for you, but do I wire them right away? I should wire it. It won't be hard to wire. There's just so many things that I don't have to wire. Like I forgot to get like a headlight switch, because I wanted to modify those other ones to work. I do have some universal ones, so oops, man alive, you're just dropping everything. Trying to save all the little bits. I had a cool little push button, so saving that. And then I think that other handle I couldn't get apart, but it's a very cool handle, and this thing might double as a choke cable or something, but I can't get the dang nut loose, so I'm just going to keep pickling it and hope I can get it apart, and then maybe we can stick it somewhere in the dash just to do the choke business. Oh. So we have some universal, like 3 position, I don't know, 30 amp. That's not a lot for the lights, is it? Doesn't sound right. Yeah, I don't know if I have, so I'll have to see what I got. I don't have the heater switches. I don't have any of that stuff, but we'll start and see where we get. Once I can get the gauges in, that'd be kind of cool.
All right. Well, let's see. I did have one failed cut, which let me try to actually make all the bolt holes. So that part's pretty good. The only thing we had to do is bend this up because you can see it's supposed to be way down here. So I don't know if I made this right, but we'll try it. We'll see what happens here. So this is now sitting flushy. Let's see if we just give this thing a little tweak. It'll be good enough. Good enough. I'd be happy with good enough. You know, I think we got it. I'm pretty happy with that. And then, once this is all bolted in, we can kind of smishy smash this thing down. We'll try to do a little test fit here quick. Do that one. This one goes the other way. It's very much excessive amounts of threading up there, but I'm impressed I got this. All right. Look at that. This took a lot of effort. Anyways, I think this has to go down. This is not quite right. Dang it. Might have to cut another one. We're very close. Where I thought I was okay, we're not. Let's see if we can somehow squeeze these all in here still somehow. Like those ones are there. These ones are definitely a problem. Well, we'll see if we can save this yet. I know it's not perfect, but I might just notch out the cluster. I don't want to cut another one if I don't have to. Because I'm just not that skilled with this random designing things like this. Come on. I mean, overall this is pretty cool. Yeah, you get the idea. I don't like that that's chrome actually, but all right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cheat. Oh, I'm gonna notch a few of these bad boys. Well, that I think we can get away with. Same with that one. Hey, how's that? That looks pretty cool. I'm gonna Sharpie here, and I'm just gonna do a little, just a little finesse and make a little bit of room for stuff. I don't think I have room to shove things up or down. Well, I can't really shove it up. I kind of knew I was running a little short on space in there, but whatever. Let's polish that, get that cleaned up, get a little bit of paint on there. And then, I think we're gonna have to look at this and actually splash a little paint on there. Well, we're still in the spaghetti of wiring.
And it is late. I think I'm gonna call it here.
But have a look at that glory, eh? I like that color. That is, I don't even know what it's called. Trim clad bronze or something. Princess Auto had it on sale, and it's like, I need to pick up more of that because I like that color. That's nice for the dash and stuff. It's actually super nice for this. Anyways, we plugged and plugged away, got it. So yeah, whatever. Be a little different, but I like the way it turned out. The chrome thing's a little mixed, but it kind of goes with this, even though I did a really crappy job trying to clean it. We got that in. I didn't get this in. I forgot to wire it. So I'm going to have to hook this up, probably with like these dome light switches. I think that's what it is. It must have went on when you turned that on. That would be my guess. Fuse box is here. Doesn't look nice, but it's actually surprisingly really clean for me. And for some reason in my head, this was way lower than it actually is, or it was higher than it is, but I forgot the way the dash everything is. It's like crazy weird. So this thing's like kind of an eyesore, but whatever. You can at least see everything nicely and get at it, so not so bad. It's okay. I ended up just throwing a switch in there for now. I didn't have a key, so I can't get anywhere right now. I did this little button doodad is going to be for your trip reset, stuff like that. This one is just a power for a heater. Here's my key. And then, I don't know, I have one extra one. I'm going to put my hood dealio in here. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the other one. I mean, I really want to use the other buttons, but it's like such a pain to try to adapt them. And I mean, I really got to love this thing to want to do that. So I don't know that I am. I still have to like plumb, like I get a grommet and plug. This is actually for the brake switch. That's there. This one, I don't have a high beam, like a dimmer switch thing. So this would be like your foot stomp switch down there. And then again, I don't have any blinker things. So I just have this sitting here because, well, my steering column's not in and I don't have a little blinker doodad to put on there. But hey, I didn't put a lot of effort into the dash. It looks pretty good. There's a few imperfections and stuff, but
Me, it did fine. Pretty happy with it. Man, I was hoping I was going to get a lot further than I did, but that wiring like took hours. What I was just doing there. I didn't even get underneath here or get anything done. I've slung it out, so I think tomorrow I can quickly just try to get these few things, but we're still a ways off from firing this thing up. Boo. Whatever, not a big deal. I mean, we have brakes. Once we can get that going, it'd be nice to fire it up so I can roll it out. And
I really want to just plug away on that for a little bit.
got to switch it up. This thing is like, well, in my eyes it's close to done, but it's also, this is the work that takes forever to do all this little stuff. The worst is going to be like, I have to do the glass here, get the tracks working and figure that stuff out. We got the whole steering column fiasco with the shifter thing yet. We don't even know if the transmission works. I'm kind of really hoping on that one. Haven't done the diff. Yeah, there's gas pedal. Yeah, there's lots to do. But one little hurdle done. We got most of the wiring slung through. At least the dash is wired-ish. We just got to put a switch, like a key in there. But I'm kind of happy the way those gauges are. Like I say, for really cheap gauges, it does the part. Doesn't look anything fancy, but it works. I'm pretty happy with them. Anyways, I think that's where we're gonna leave this one. And I don't know. Hopefully, next round we actually get that sucker started. I really want to get her going, but everything takes time. You got to daddle a little bit here and there, and a feller can get it. Anyways, as always, folks, I want to thank you all for watching, and we will catch you on the next one. Later.